General Hospital, August 11, 2025. First things first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. What did y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Did y'all see the promo this morning that they dropped? If you did not, it's on the General Hospital channel up on here, y'all. Up on YouTube. It's up here. So I'm gonna give a quick summary of the episode and then we're gonna dive into it. So basically, Lulu was talking, and I want to let y'all know or ask y'all if y'all heard this as well, this theory. Lulu said on today's episode, excuse me, she said on today's episode that they can't lose Rocco. She was talking to Laura and Dante or whatever, and people are speculating that she's about to, that she actually isn't Rocco's mama. And I said, dawg, that'd be real messed up. Hey, how you doing today? And a lot of people were saying the same thing. They think that Rocco actually is Dante's son and Britt's son. And maybe that explains why she still have a photo of him and talking about being this and being that or whatever. I don't know, y'all. But have y'all heard that too? They saying that Rocco is not Lulu's son. And I said, dawg. And they said Liesl knows it. And I said, I mean, she did say the other day. I was asking y'all. I was like, well, y'all probably didn't see that review because I uploaded it late. I was asking y'all, did she say that Britt's blood ran through him? And I was saying, like, how that worked. I thought it was she was the donor, that she stole the embryo or whatever. But yeah, that's the theory lately, y'all. But aside from that, on today's episode, Tracy talked Cody out of going on a date with Ava. Ava and Nina was just talking about Cody. Alexis wants to get custody of Scout, but Molly thinks it'll backfire on them. Lisa agrees to Laura's terms, but she about to violate it already. Brendan ends up telling Carly that he may have to leave at any time or he may disappear or whatever. And she was like, I thought you was about to tell me something that directly affected me or whatever. And I said, wait for it. Then with Anna told Jason a partial truth. I said, she told him just enough so when he get there, he'll start to put two and two together, or either maybe Josh gonna be the one to tell. Because I was waiting on her to say Josh is there. Something. But yeah, I was like, she wanted him to go. She said something about Britt. She may be in danger and stuff like that. I was like, she want him to discover it for himself or whatever. But yeah, she ends up telling him a part of it, that Brandon had grabbed her and told her this and that. But I don't even think that she told about Dalton. She didn't say a name, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, she probably didn't do that because they don't heard the name, that Josh was working for the man. What they said, maybe it's possible that Rocco is Dante Britt's son, not Lulu. Who knows? Brandon told Carly he has to leave from time to time. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, people have been saying that Rocco actually isn't Lulu's son. And I said, how Lisa knew? I said, was Lisa in town? Lisa went in town when Lulu woke up, was she? She told her on today's episode, she was like, basically saying you haven't been there for Rocco. And she was like, she was in the coma. She was like, not that. When you went looking for your daughter, I was like, dog. I said, how she know that? But yeah, what else? I already said Anna told Jason a partial truth. They withholding Britt medication until she do what they want. They talking about whether or not Faison is the one that's over it or whatever. And she keeps saying he and all this other stuff, but she never mentions a name. So it's gonna have to be somebody we know, right? I don't know, y'all. And the last thing is not John. I done called Josh John. Josh and Bud started their mission. But yeah, we finna talk about it though. On today's episode, we're gonna start with Cody and Tracy. He ends up telling her that he has a date, that it's with Ava, and that he's getting paid to hook up with her. I said, people be talking too much. I said, why don't you tell her that? I mean, I don't know if Christina said anything about not telling anybody, but he done told about, he didn't say who had hired him or whatever, but yeah, he told Tracy, and she was like, basically, he's better than that, and she ended up convincing him not to go out on a date with her. Excuse me. Not to go out on a date with her. And at the end of the episode, Ava was like, are you ready or whatever? He was like, actually, he got to do a rain check, something about Hades, the horse or whatever, stuff like that. And she went over there and they kissed again. And I said, oh my goodness. And he said something about he actually enjoyed hanging out with her and stuff. I said, she finna be mad. And I don't know how they finna get ready to end this whole Christina, Ava, Alexis, Rick storyline, but it's about that time. It's about that time. Next, we got Nina and Ava. I think first Nina was saying something about she wanted to talk about the whole mess with Willow and Drew, but then she realized that Ava was real dressed up, and they started talking about Cody and stuff like that. They want to talk about nothing interesting, y'all. They haven't got to the good part yet. This episode, nothing too much was going on. The thing that I was really waiting on is for Anna to tell Jason everything. Nothing. Or at least not enough. But yeah, when he get there, because they showed a promo this morning, and he arrives and he sees Britt. And I was like, yes, a lot of people from the need saving. Josh got a weapon on some guy. Look like he choking Vaughn out or whatever. And she look like I don't know if something gonna be wrong with her vision or what, but she trying to shoot the guy or whatever. I said, I wonder if she gonna end up hitting Vaughn. But yeah, they started their mission already, y'all. Who we got next? Molly working on her book. Alexis ends up showing up or whatever, and she told her she about ready to get custody of Scout because Drew over here doing crazy stuff, and they was just, excuse me. Excuse me. Hold on, I don't skip. I don't even think I wrote down Dante now. Let me go back. I already said Cody tells Tracy he has a date. Nina meets up with Ava. Molly was working on her book. Dante ends up threatening to throw Lisa in jail cell or whatever, and that's when he was like, he gonna go take a walk, or I think Laura said something about taking a walk or something like that. Either way it go, he took a walk. But they said maybe I'm dreaming, but was the face on his head preserved? Was it? I kind of remember that too. But y'all know they be bringing people back to life. Either what they done sold his head back. They done sold his head back together. Hold on, I remember that too. Y'all know they could tell it. They used to be saying they froze people on ice. Y'all remember that? They done froze people on ice, and that's how they brought them back to life and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of remember that as well. But yeah, they saying Faison. I haven't seen anybody else theory about who is the guy that has Britt doing all this stuff. But yeah, what else? I already said Dante threatened to throw Lisa in a jail cell. That's when he ends up taking a walk. Brandon tells Carly he hasn't been completely honest, and she was waiting on him to tell her. He just said something about the reason why he's there for a specific mission and stuff like that, so he may end up leaving and all this other stuff. She was like, I thought you was about to tell me something that directly affects me. And I said, dude, you missed your opportunity. She would have been mad either way it go, but you definitely missed your opportunity, because now Jason gonna get there. He gonna start to put two and two together, or some type of way he's gonna find out everything, and you gonna be in big trouble, mister. You gonna be in big trouble. Then also, didn't he tell was it Vaughn? It had to be Vaughn, because I'm sure he didn't tell. Did he tell Carly? No, why I keep calling this girl Carly? What's her name? Jocelyn. Remember that day they was in the office? Didn't he say the reason why he trying to go after Dawson and all this is because he want what he been working on? Ain't that what he said? They want it for themselves. I don't think he told Anna that part, but I might be mistaken. I don't know. But yeah, I just thought about that when I was watching the end of the episode when Jason and Anna was talking. Let me see. Albrecht ends up saying that just because they don't agree with it doesn't mean that she's wrong and stuff like that. And I was like, she do act like she knows something that they don't know. She definitely do or whatever. And Laura just stand up there, I understand you grieving and stuff like that, and you want any connection. I said, they a lot. Toucan. This lady done told you you basically ain't his mama. You ain't no real mama. I mean, everybody been saying that. Everybody have been saying that though. A lot of the fans been saying how she been so focused on Charlotte and now the whole Geo storyline that she ain't been focused on her own child or whatever. So everybody have been saying it or whatever. I said, now how Aubrey knew that? But yeah, she was like, just because y'all don't agree doesn't mean she's wrong. And she wouldn't back down at first. She definitely wouldn't. Then when Laura started telling her she not gonna stand up there and disrespect her daughter, or bring up the fact that she was in a coma and stuff, and use it against her, and she started to apologize, but Laura just kept going, and then that's when she told her, you have a choice. Either you put Rocco first or whatever and abide by their rules, or you don't have a relationship. And I was like, that's not gonna work either way it go. Like she was telling Nina at the end of the episode, because Rocco already wants to meet up with her. He already planning on meeting up with her. They was just about to have ice cream if Jason hadn't intervened. I was like, at this point, y'all know how these kids be sneaking off and stuff like that. I was like, so she not wrong. She definitely not wrong or whatever. What else? Let me see. Anna don't think that Britt disappeared on her own, or at least she doesn't know. She can't be sure if, she was there. She's there on her own free will, or if somebody coerced her into doing something. And at the end of the episode, they revealed that they finna get her to withhold her medication. And it also kind of seems like that's what's been helping her deal with her Huntington's or whatever it is. The medication. So that seemed like why she's there, y'all, but we still don't know who's over it. They just keep saying he this and he that or whatever. What happens to Jerry Jacks? I know, I'm trying to think of all the little criminals. I'm trying to think of all the criminals. It's Jerry Jacks, it's Faison. What was the other dude? Alcazar. What was the dude Johnny Daddy name? Didn't he die too? I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Britt never turned around when Josh and Vaughn showed up. They was asking, I don't know if they was asking about checking in. They asked something, but she never turned around. She just walked away. But they showed Jason talking to the man, and then Britt was right there, and they looked at each other. What else did they show? I already said how they showed Josh about to shoot somebody that's choking out Vaughn. Was it something else? I think it was something else that happened. I can't remember what it was though. But yeah, let me see. Brandon tells Carly at some point he may leave. And I said, sir, just tell her the truth. Just tell her the truth. Ava tells Nina she has a date, but not with Rick, and she ended things with him. He don't know yet. She just got to make a few arrangements. They both trying to get out of it. Did y'all see that Friday? They both trying to get out of it. I don't know if y'all watched or not. But yeah, what else? Tracy asked Cody what he's thinking going on a date with Ava, and she was just reminding him of everything that Ava has done and telling him he could do better. And he was like, I'm only doing it for the money. I said, they be talking too much. They be talking too much. Over here snitching already. Alexis telling Molly Drew taking Scout away from them. Liesl said it would hurt Rocco if they kept them apart. Mentions Lulu hasn't been there for Rocco, not just when she was in a coma. Jason want to know what Anna knows. Alexis ready to get custody of Scout. Ava know that Rick wanted Elizabeth. That's been obvious. He done left you. He done brought her. He done brought this lady. I said, which part made it obvious, Ava? At what point did you realize he wanted Elizabeth? Because he done brought her. He done invited her basically on a date to your gallery. And he in a relationship with you, or he's supposed to be. I said, what point did you realize this, Ava? Well, yeah, let's see what else. Laura tells Liesl that Lulu is a great mother, and just telling her it's not her fault that she's in a coma, and regardless of that, her kids love her. Laura said Liesl has to earn a spot in Rocco's life, and that was the point where I was like, I thought they was going to say, you missed your chance, you missed your opportunity. I guess they realized that Rocco don't care, that he's going to sneak out regardless, so they decided to come up with this rule that doesn't apply because he already been meeting up. He ain't listened beforehand. He done went and emailed. He made it seem like everything was okay. He done went and emailed the lady. But yeah, she told her that she has to earn a spot, so she agreed or whatever. She was like, she'll be waiting for their text or their call or whatever, and that's when she left. And Dante and Lulu and Laura and them was all talking about whether or not Lisa was going to listen, and the fact that she's a criminal and stuff like that. I said, she ain't going to listen. Then next thing you know, I don't know if I missed the part or what, but how she get there talking? Well, obviously she walked, but I was about to say, how she get there talking to Nina? I ain't see nothing leading up to that. I ain't see her walk in. Next thing you know, they just showed her right there. Maybe I missed the part. But she was just talking about Rocco and stuff like that, and how she knows that he gonna come to her again. And she's right. She definitely right. What else? Let's see. I already said Carly told Brennan, or thought Brennan was going to tell her something that directly affects her, like he had a wife and kids. I say he might. He lying. He been lying since he got there. How he get out of jail too? I wonder if they ever gonna show that part too. Let's see. I already said Anna wonders if Britt is there willingly. That's when she was talking to Jason about Brennan having her grabbed and all that other stuff. We talked about that already. Molly said they had to prove that Drew's unfit. I said that won't be hard. So Alexis started listening to everything that he's done, but she still feels like that's not enough. On tomorrow's episode, Drew on the phone with somebody, and he was like, what do you mean Scout's missed? I said, do y'all think Alexis gonna have her, or do y'all think something else happened? Do y'all think she gonna run off or something like that, or do y'all think it's because of Alexis? But yeah, I said, how I feel now? I said, somebody trying to take your daughter the way you try to take Michael kids. But yeah, let me see. Jason said he won't tell her so, because she mentioned that, he was trying to get her locked up for treason or whatever. I said, you should have told him everything. But yeah, Tracy hopes that Cody can learn to respect himself, and he ended up turning her down. He definitely did. Molly thinks that Scout going to DC is the best way to go because, Drew could decide that Scout can't come see them at all. I said, that was bound to happen before the whole Willow left him thing. He was definitely, I'm assuming he's still planning on getting Willow back and the kids so he could leave still. But I don't know if he still got that grasp on her. They said this week that they meet up for the first time. Not meet up. I take that back. They said that they crossed paths for the first time since the whole wedding didn't happen. But we'll see, y'all. What else? Let's see. Laura said they had to focus on Rocco. That's the most important thing. And that's when Lulu was saying how they're not going to lose Rocco. And I already asked y'all at the beginning of this if y'all think that they actually going with that storyline that she's not Rocco's mother. Cody ends up canceling the date with Ava, and she was like, she understands stuff like that. They end up kissing. Lisa thinks that Rocco will come to her again. And the last thing that I wrote down is that they holding Britt meds from her. And Jason also, he made the call to schedule, book a room or whatever. So he headed there, y'all. But that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. And